A lot of people in America think there's a trust in this sense, that we take your money through payroll taxes, and then we hold it for you, and then when you retire, we give it back to you. But that's not the way it works. There is no trust fund, just IOUs that I saw firsthand that future generations will pay. They'll pay for them at either higher taxes or reduced benefits or cuts to other critical government programs. The office here in Parkersburg stores those IOUs. They're stacked in a filing cabinet. Imagine the retirement security for future generations is sitting in a filing cabinet.
Finally, with 10 days to go, how does the George W. Bush presidency look to you?
You know, Jim, I found this almost impossible to believe, but I am Speaker of the House because a number of years ago, was it 3? Harry Reid and I challenged President Bush on his privatization of Social Security.
Panic hit in 1907, again in 1929, and again 5 years ago, in 2008. Banks get in trouble once in a while. Boom, bust, that's the way this business goes. But when banks hit the wall, it's not just their problem, it's everyone's. Which is why we're getting the Volcker rule. It's supposed to make the whole system safer. The question is, will it really do that?
It is time for courageous action.
To start thinking about the answer, let's go back to the Depression. FDR separated everyday banks and Wall Street with the Glass-Steagall Act. The idea was to protect depositors and prevent a repeat of the '29 crash. We also got FDIC insurance, so people wouldn't get wiped out when their bank went under.
The FDIC, like other national and state agencies, also conducts rigorous examinations of its member banks.
This gave us 50 years of relative calm. But Wall Street never likes rules. Banks complained that Glass-Steagall was getting in the way of their profits and strangling investment. FDR's law lasted until the 1990s, when another Democrat came to office.
My fellow citizens, today we celebrate the mystery of American renewal.
President Clinton rolled back Glass-Steagall, letting banks expand onto Wall Street's turf, things like trading and underwriting. Sure enough, another panic hit in 2008, along with the Great Recession.
Before the Glass-Steagall Act was repealed, it had been breached. There was already a total merger, practically, of commercial and investment banking.
So here we are 5 years later, with Washington writing rules again. The Volcker Rule is part of Dodd-Frank, and it's named for Paul Volcker, the former Fed chief who wants to keep banks from using depositors' money to gamble in the markets. No more fast money trading, no more hedge funds, no more private equity deal making, all that's off limits. Once again, banks hate the idea. They've had to shut trading desks that powered their profits back during the boom. And the Volcker Rule could eat into the $44 billion or so that banks take in making markets. But this isn't the financial reform of the 30s, and that's what some say we need right now. Those too big to fail banks have gotten too bigger. After a bunch of mergers, the top 6 now control about a third of all deposits. Even after Volcker, those big banks can still engage in a variety of Wall Street businesses, like underwriting new IPOs and trading for customers where the lines can sometimes get blurry. And many hotshot traders have left the banks for hedge funds, which are more lightly regulated, so the risks may have just gone from one side of the street to the other. And keep in mind, Wall Street has a knack for getting around all sorts of rules. The Volcker Rule will be no different.
You know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher, and guys, please like and subscribe. If you do like what you're listening to, please inform your friends and family. It's imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that everything is planned out. Now guys, before I get into those videos, of course we're going to go over Bitcoin first. I want to thank those who purchased the book, Crypto Teacher and WO book. Also, those who donate to the Cash App and Patreon, much love. Now, guys, we're going to get into Bitcoin. Of course, right now, Bitcoin is flat. Now, guys, don't forget we do have Bach on the 15th. So the fact is, we know we're going to take a dump. Now, institutional investors leave out on Sunday, but we normally take a leg up on Monday, and then we dump on Tuesday. So, guys, make sure we are focused on those stable coins. Basically, we did have Cardano take a course, Litecoins, spot. Now, guys, when we look at that, though, make sure you're looking at the volume. Right now, of course, I think Cardano trades around, the volume is probably around 346, 376. Remember, Litecoin is 1 billion, and that tells you a lot. So, guys, make sure that we're sticking to what I always tell you, the fundamentals. So, the powers that be want that Cardano to have that spot. But if you click on, if you're on CoinMarketCap and you click on volume, that actually gives you the real cryptos in order. So instead of going off market cap, go off volume, and that's going to tell you exactly what cryptos have the liquidity and which ones they're actually using. So always go off that volume, because of course Tether is going to be number one, Bitcoin, and then Ethereum, and it's going to go down the line. It's going to let you know the real number when you click on volume. So make sure you're using that. Now, basically getting into Cardano, of course, basically we always, what I teach you is follow the money. Find out who funded the project. And of course we have Julian Sorokin, somebody who, big companies funded him, and of course now he's funding, other companies, which is called the Automation Fund. That's the name of his fund, Automation Fund. And that's all they have up there, is how everything is going to be automated. You even have the robot telling the person what to do in this little article that he wrote. So, guys, make sure that, just like I said, understand the direction that we're actually going. In this article, he talks about, the basic universal income. Just like I stated, basically, he has the automation fund where everything is going to be automated. So that's all the website is about, is taking everything to automation, AI, and robots. So, guys, remember I told you, blockchain and cryptos are not for you. They're for this new system that's coming into place. Now, of course, basically getting into the actual videos, basically, of course, I did an IOU video, which was so funny because I did a IOU video, and then now, of course, you see Bush going over the Social Security is just an IOU, which he did tell the truth, but the fact is we don't want to privatize it. So what are they doing? Now, of course, they got rid of the repo market. Why did they bring in the repo market, guys? Because of the Volcker rule. They had to find a loophole. So the repo market was a loophole. Now they're getting rid of, now the Volcker rule is getting, they're taking away, portions of the Volcker rule, getting loopholes in that, and now they don't need the repo market, because now what can they do? Now they can go back and touch private money. That's what they want. And that's what I put up there. They want your socks and drawers. They want everything that they left. They want it all. They want your Social Security privatized. They want your 401ks privatized. They want your pensions privatized. They want it all, guys. They don't want some of, guys, when you at war, you take everything. Remember what I teach you guys. Remember, silent weapons for silent wars. Accounting is the greatest trick. Now, guys, you saw Nancy Pelosi, who was there during Bush time. Remember, our Congress has been in office just as long as Hitler. So if I think Hitler's was 20, I think ours is 30 now. So that's how they gain control. Gain control of the globe with the same people in place. Same exact people. So, but basically, guys, getting over into world news. Basically, we had the Russian whistleblower as far as with the oil spills. Remember, I tell you, everything is planned. Everything is planned. Those oil spills are not for no reason. They do it on purpose to kill the environment, guys. Don't want to go biblical on you, but that's what it is. Now, basically, we also have the comet Neo. I think it's around July 22nd. So if you're into, the sun, moon, and stars, make sure you have your telescope out. Also, it's already been, some people are still able to see it right now, but I think it gets closer July 22nd. We have Warren Buffett that states that the economy is going to have a crash. Guys, who owns all the stocks? They do. Remember, they own 85% of the stock market, the top 10%. So the fact is that if it crashes, it hurts them. It's not going to do the same crash. That's why they're putting it out there. Remember, whatever they're saying is not going to happen. They're going to move all this over to blockchain and crypto. It's not going to be a crash, the one that we're expecting. It's not going to happen, guys. They've never been honest with you. They never tell you. So the fact is that basically, if you keep hearing them saying crash, 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 that means it's not going to be one. Not the way you expect it. Yes, is the United States going to, go down to number 2 and then China go up? Yes. Is the U.S. dollar going to be devalued? Yes. But are they going to start giving away free money by a push of a button? Yes. They're going to start airdropping cryptos to people. So, guys, it's not going to be the way, the crash that everybody is putting out there. Now, lastly, of course, we have SpaceX, the Starlink that said it's delayed. Remember what SpaceX is really about, guys. SpaceX is really about 5G, getting those satellites up and running. They want all these, and I've been over this several times with Ben Gertzel. They want all these smart cities, guys, all over the place, where everything is controlled through automation. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Cryptoteacher and WO book. Don't forget about the cryptos, Bitrue, Coinbase, Binance. Don't forget about your stocks. You have your chip stocks, your Kobo, your gaming, your banking. And of course, I'm going to do a second video on the gaming. Also, everybody sitting at home, don't forget about those stocks. The C word, don't forget about the biotech stocks. And then also, of course, everybody sitting at home, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed, don't forget about those stocks. Now, guys, remember we have BOT coming up on the 15th. The 15th, guys. So that means that basically we are going to be taking a dump. Normally we get a lift on Monday, and then we start taking that leg lower on Tuesday. So make sure we're sticking to the fundamentals when it comes to the actual stable coins. But y'all have a wonderful day.